I never thought I'd have to make a public response video to a US senator, yet here we are. So let's get into it. On Wednesday, the Daily Beast published an article talking about the videos that I made about Signalgate as the wife of an active duty service member who's currently deployed in the Middle East. In the process of writing this article, the Daily Beast reached out to both White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt and US Senator Markwayne Mullin, both of whom declined to comment. But wouldn't you know it, mere hours after the senator was asked to respond to my viral videos, which he has now absolutely 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt seen, the senator decided to post this video on Twitter with the caption, "Spare me." So I think it's safe to say that a pretty solid portion of this video is directed right at me personally, so we're gonna go through it and respond.
I want to take some time to just talk to you about this signal chatting.
Okay, great. I've been asking to talk to you about it for nearly a week now, Markwayne, so I'm glad that you're finally willing to talk.
Again, the Democrats are blowing this up.
Is it Democrats blowing this up, or is it military family members and veterans rightfully wanting to have a conversation about the fact that multiple high-level members of our president's cabinet violated the Espionage Act and put the lives of service members at risk?
Out of something to make a story.
It's not a story, Markwayne. It's our loved ones' lives.
Even Chuck Schumer was on the floor today just lying out his teeth over his little bitty glasses, and I don't mean to make fun of him.
I absolutely do mean to make fun of you and your cowboy cosplay act that you put on when I remind everyone of the Southern saying, all hat and no cattle.
But it just aggravates me when I have to sit here and listen to the left just spew lies.
The only lies were the lies that Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard told in a congressional hearing, Markwayne.
They're calling for his resignation.
Yeah, of course we're demanding his resignation. This is not about partisan politics, Markwayne. This is about service members' lives. This is about the lives of the people in the countries where they are stationed as well. This is about human lives. Other humans are real people, Markwayne. Other people are not just your partisan talking points, Markwayne.
Do you remember when the Secretary of Defense underneath Biden, named Secretary Austin, left town for surgery? Didn't even tell anybody?
Jesus, man, this is how I know you are fucking floundering. This is the best distraction that you could come up with? Oh my God. In case you aren't aware of what Markwayne Mullins is talking about here, he's referring to back in January of 2024 when then Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin was hospitalized for a few days following complications of a bladder surgery that he had had about a month prior. There was never any gap in authority. It had zero impact on literally anyone, did not put the safety of any service member into jeopardy for even a single second. And as even Markwayne has to then admit in his own video,
I guess he didn't really leave town. He was at Walter Reed.
He never left town because he was just at Walter Reed.
No one called for him to resign. No one asked who was monitoring his phone at the time.
They did ask who was monitoring his phone at the time. And you know this because you were in Congress. You saw the results of the investigation that they did. They looked into it and determined that the Pentagon had it under control.
What about all the miscommunication that was going through the Afghanistan withdrawal?
See, this is the part where I'm going to lose my cool, Markwayne. American service members are not just fucking talking points, Markwayne. They're human beings. So you using the deaths of some service members to try and excuse the grave danger that other service members were put in, that's you disrespecting all of those service members on both sides. You should be ashamed of yourself for that. How dare you fucking disrespect the sacrifice that those 13 service members made by bringing them up to defend the fact that you're still writing hard for the guy that violated the fucking Espionage Act and put service members at risk.
The dogs that were left literally in the cages?
Is there a reason that you give more of a fuck about the dogs that were left in the cages than you do about my husband's life? Because that's very sad about the dogs. But why do you care more about those dogs than you do about the service members who are currently deployed right now?
Specifically targeting the Houthis, that's a terrorist organization that the Biden administration ignored.
You're lying again, Markwayne. And see, I know for sure that you're lying about this because I happen to know multiple service members who deployed to Saudi Arabia and the border of Yemen as a part of Operation Prosperity Guardian, which the Biden administration launched in December of 2023 with a coalition of 10 countries, specifically in relation to Houthi activity in the Red Sea. And again, I know that you know that you're lying. When you lie about that, you are also lying about those active duty service members sacrifices for our country. How dare you, Mark Wayne? Seriously, how dare you? Again, these service members are human beings. They are not your talking points. And I understand that you have no way of understanding their sacrifice or their family's sacrifice because it's a sacrifice that you slimeball, have never made. So you probably think it's not a big deal to make those kind of lies, right? But Mark Wayne, you're wrong. You're wrong, and you're shameful, and you're disgusting for doing that.
I'm more disgusted by it because it's all show for them.
I'm almost impressed with the audacity that it takes, accusing other people of putting on a show while you are in your cowboy cosplay getup, my friend. That is an impressive show of audacity.
It's just their hatred towards President Trump and anyone connected to him.
Once again, Mark Wayne, this isn't about partisan politics. This is about people's lives. And every time that you argue that it is just, oh, it's about they hate President Trump. No, motherfucker, for you, it's about the fact that you will do anything, you will say anything to defend that man because you currently see him as essential to your own pursuit of power. That is pathetic. That is disgusting. And that is going to be your downfall. And finally, now that it's been yet another day of Mark Wayne Mullen in his office not reaching back out to me, despite the fact that I've now made multiple viral videos and they have been contacted by multiple national news outlets specifically asking them about my videos, I just have a suggestion for Mark Wayne. If you think that you're going to be able to ignore me forever, perhaps you should stop by your colleague, Senator James Lankford's office, the other U.S. Senator from the state of Oklahoma, and ask him how it went for him when he tried to ignore me. Oh, and tell him I said thanks so much once again for both the one-on-one phone call and the in-person meeting that I successfully pressured him into back in the day. See you soon, Mark Wayne.